Here we are, coach, preparing for TP Mazembe. We are live tomorrow at Moses Mabhida Stadium, 5 o'clock kickoff. How's the mood in the camp and how are you finding the preparations?
Afternoon, everyone. Hey guys, hope you're all good. Yeah, no, listen. Obviously, like I said, we know what's at stake. Very tough encounter against a really, really good team with a fantastic history. So we know that we can't afford to be as forgiving as we were against Niassa Bullets the first game when we played at home. And then think we can go and overturn it away from home. I think this tie is completely different because this is a 5 times CAF Champions League winners, and this is a team that comes with a mean history. So we know that. And yeah, listen, the camp has been good. The international break didn't really help our cause too much because, you know, when you not have your goalkeeper, your number one goalkeeper there, so it kind of messes the build-up phases. Like you want to work on so many tactical things, but you don't have your goalkeeper there. And then a day before the match, and you have to try and squeeze in everything in one day, which is not ideal, but it is what it is, you know. So we're professional, but the rest of the team, we've had a good week. We try to keep it as lighthearted and positive and organized as possible. And yeah, we can only go out there tomorrow and do what we have to do. We give everything we've got. We leave everything in the tank and leave nothing out there. That's all we can do, you know. And then we have to pray, hope for the best, and hope that it's good enough that it will give us something to go to DRC Congo to and have a fighting chance. So that's it. And now it's all in the hands of the players. We've done our part. The players now have to do that part, and that's really been the story of our last 2 weeks on the international break.
Thanks, coach. Colleagues, without wasting much of any time, we'll begin with Wonga. Wonga, please give yourself an introduction and just pose your question, and then we'll head over to Mr. Mark Gleason.
Good afternoon, Coach. This is Wanga from Far Post. Looking at the pedigree of the opponent, would you say, Coach, your team are underdogs? And I'm good, Coach. Looking at the team that you are playing against your opponent, would you say maybe your team are underdogs going to the match, and maybe have you prepared the players mentally for the game tomorrow?
Yeah, of course. I think if you look at the two histories, as much as AmaZulu is one of the oldest teams in the PSL, but the history that we have compared to TP Mazembe is absolutely nothing. But modern day football is no more based on your history. You know, you got to go out there on the pitch and deliver. So as much as we're the underdogs, but I think we have all the confidence, we have all the belief in ourselves that we can do it. We're here because we deserve to be here. We're not here because somebody handed us the opportunity to play in the CAF Champions League against TP Mazembe. So yeah, so we'll take the title of being the underdogs because of the two teams, the history that the teams have. So yeah, we definitely the underdog, but tomorrow we'll see what the underdog will have up their sleeve. And for us, it's about TP Mazembe is standing in the way of us wanting to play in the CAF Champions League group stages. And yeah, we know we have to get past a really tricky opposition, a very good opposition, to reach the group stages, and that's what we're gonna do. You know, when you have me as a coach, where I never used to give two monkeys about anyone who's, no matter your status or where you're from or what you have. I think I'm equally or maybe even better than you. So that's the kind of belief that I put in my players as well. You know, we respect what you've done maybe in the past, but in the present mean absolutely nothing if I can have a chance of 90 minutes to compete against you, and I know my strengths and I know how far am I willing to go to compete against my opponent, then I have the full confidence in myself that I can do it. So that's what my team has at the moment, because we've got that belief back that we had last season.
Morning, Coach, and Brilliant, and everybody else. May I ask two questions, please? First of all, did you see any benefit when you went to Malawi of the traveling in Africa and the sort of, learning a little bit, having a bit of a tough time and getting a bit of character and all of those positive things that one gets from competing outside of one's borders? It's only one trip, and Malawi is a friendly place. Congo is going to be a lot different when you go for the second leg. But did you already get a feeling that this is good for my guys? They're getting toughened up a little bit. They're learning a little bit about what it's like. And my second question is about just researching the opponent. You wouldn't have seen much of them. I don't know what video access you've had. I know they played Sundowns in the group phase last year. Have you been able to watch a little bit of them? Is there quite a bit that you've been able to pick up, or is it a bit of an unknown quantity?
How's it long, man? Hope you're good, man.
Thank you, sir.
Listen, I think it was exceptional. It was a great learning experience for these guys, and I think it kind of made them open their eyes. It kind of made us open our eyes to, like how easy we kind of have it in South Africa, with everything, access, infrastructure, traveling arrangements, even the food and everything. That everything is all luxurious when you come to South Africa. Then when you go to Africa, things are but more tougher, and you need a really strong stomach to survive. And the boys took to the challenge really well. It was a new experience for most of us, but it was an experience where it helps us to grow as individuals. It helps us to grow as a team, because it kind of kept the team together and having a closer unit than we had before, because we knew we can only do it if we're together. Stronger. Together we're stronger, and that's kind of helped build our character a little bit, and it gave us a little bit more of a tougher beard than this clean shave that we had before we played against Bullets. So we were able to kind of, but exactly like you said, I know Congo is a completely different beast. There, the hostility is second to none, and I've experienced it. It's my time as a player playing for Bafana. I'm going to the DRC. It ain't no place for soft-hearted players. There you have to really stand up and be counted. And if we don't, we're gonna fall exceptionally hard, because those people, they mean business. So I think that was what we learned from our first experience going to the Congo. And yes, now we did manage to get, because obviously we have the Y Scout. We have Y Scout. We have we have Instat. So we've been getting quite a few clips of the last few games that Mazembe played, and we were able to study them, and we see that on their home ground, on that AstroTurf of theirs, they are very, very solid. They're very good. They understand the pitch. They understand the bounce. They understand the conditions. And it makes for a really, really tough match, because they are exceptionally good and their movements on that pitch. And we've not played, I don't think any of us played on the AstroTurf this season, any of the players. So it's going to be a hell of an adjustment for us to make, but we need to maybe just to try and adjust. We have to try and have at least 2 or 3 training sessions playing on an AstroTurf to be able to understand and to be able to compete on a different level to Mazembe, because they are top quality on that pitch. But like I said, we have the ability to change that, to give ourselves a little bit of a cushion and to go out there and have a fighting chance if we can do the business tomorrow at home.
Thanks, Coach. We have Karabo. And
Yes,
really,
thank you. Boa tarde, patrão. Benni McCarthy fala português, é?
Tudo bem, mano. E tu? Como estás?
Como estás, patrão? Karabo from the beautiful game. Coach, I think in African football, it's not only about what happens on the pitch. And I see that your kickoff time is at 5 o'clock. Couldn't you have moved it a bit in the evening? Because those guys really don't like playing in the evening. Because when you go to TP Mazembe, you're going to be playing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, very hot. So don't you think you should have used that advantage of playing them in the evening? And secondly, Coach, Sundowns have really dealt with them last season. Did you make a couple of calls to Sundowns because they also don't like chasing the ball? That is TP Mazembe. A bit of advice for your side tomorrow? Thank you.
No. I understand what you mean, but obviously because with the lockdown and stuff, so I don't know when things have changed. So for us, it's either you play 3 o'clock or you play 5 o'clock. So we said the later the better for us. So we're not making it too easy for them, and we know that the heat then and La Mombasa is to what we are facing here in Durban today, So the later we can play, the more cooler it gets. It will give us an opportunity to really go for it, and and not let them be accustomed to playing in the heat, because the weather is kind of similar to what they used to. So 5 o'clock was the best we could do. If we could, I would play at 8 o'clock, but unfortunately, it's only level 1, so there's still curfew. So the later you play, it's not convenient. So we have to play either between 5. Maybe we could have played at 6 o'clock, but unfortunately, it's too late now to change. But 5 will do. 5 will do. We're okay with that. For your second question, is I think our analysts and the analysts guys, they have a good relationship. So they've been gathering information and speaking to the guys at Sundowns, the analysts at Sundowns, so to get some information and, just on what to do and what not to do. And that's we've gotten quite a few clips and a lot of games and information from the analysts at Sundown. So that's been helpful. But I'm one to experience, want to have my own experience, and want to have the players also to make their own experiences and make their own memories. So, it's something that we have to find out. It's all good when you gather information, but all the information in the world ain't going to help you win a football match. Your players still have to turn up and go and compete and fight. So you could have all the information in the world. If your players are not ready for the challenge, then it all means nothing. So I like my players to make own memories and own experiences. So with the information that we've gathered, we've put it out there, and then now we go and make our own history. We make our own memories from this. Thanks.
Thanks, Coach. Veli and Robin.
Thank you. Good morning. Good afternoon now, Coach. Yes, Coach. Just looking at Mazembe, I see you say you've done your homework on them. They didn't really have a good campaign in the Champions League last season. I think part of that they attributed that they were building a team. I was expecting now a team that is in transition, that is different to how they were last season. And also from your side, are you at least now slightly better from how you've started? Because when you had your game against Bullets, you were not doing that well here at home, and maybe that kind of slipped over to your first leg, which led to you recovering in the second leg, taking nothing away from the chances that you missed, but maybe in terms of the momentum as well from your results here at home. So are you slightly confident now in terms of that form-wise you've picked up here at home and you've got the momentum to carry you to such an important game?
No, yes, I think I would have to say last season they weren't the best, they weren't the strongest, so I think there's a lot of things changing at the club, you know. So I'm sure every team goes through their moments where they're not as brilliant as they used to be. So it's a transition period for them. And hopefully we catch them at the right time, you know. Their transition is not fully where they wanted to be, how they used to be as such a powerful nation, such a powerful team in the CAF Champions League competition. So, you know, so every transition has its negativity, and they making the recovery from that and being stronger. And I think now for us, it's also a transition period. AmaZulu don't suck no more like they used to, you know. So we're making progress. We finished second in the league, and now the next step is to try and get into the CAF Champions League group stages, and that's the goals that we've set for ourselves. So we know we're up against a team with a great history, but we've got nothing to fear because at the end of the day, it's 11 players of AmaZulu versus 11 players of TP Mazembe, and if the AmaZulu players play harder, work harder, don't give up and make it impossible for Mazembe boys, then no matter how good their transition is or how bad their transition is, there's nothing they can do about it. You know, it's just a team that has the biggest heart, that wants it the most, that gives everything on the day, and that the luck favors them more on that day. That's the team that's going to go through and then have it a bit easier in the second leg, the next round when you go to the DRC. So hopefully that will be us. And yeah, we did put our slow start behind us. You know, when you play all top 8 teams in your first opening games, you lose to the champions 1-0 with a penalty, and you could have easily equalized and gotten away with a draw. So it's expected because the signings that they've made, the team that they've assembled, they have the best squad in the league, and now on top the new season, they buy another squad equally as good as the squad that won the league with them. So what chances does any other teams have? And then you go there, your first game, and you don't put up a bad performance, you could probably walk away with a draw, with a point against your champions. So we've done well. And I love how everyone says, oh, we suffered, we're not a bad start. We didn't lose to Golden Arrows. We didn't lose to Swallows. We didn't lose to Super Sports. So I guess when you draw matches, it's as good as a loss in the eyes of South Africa. So listen, I know we run our own race. We couldn't give 2 hoots about what people say and what people make there. We know we brought in new players, and of course they're gonna adapt. They're gonna have to adapt. They have to adjust to the side, but and that is part of football. But we finding that things are coming together. We're clicking, we're gelling, and we're getting better results. So now we're turning draws into wins. So as long as we don't lose, I don't really care what people say that we're having a bad run or we're having this. We haven't lost. We only lost against the champions. And if you go look, Pirates got hammered against the champions. Chiefs also got hammered against the champions. We at least, we lost. We didn't get hammered. So we're the ones who's struggling, and all the other teams that get hammered by Sundowns, they're the ones who's doing, they're okay. So nice how you guys report things as well, huh?
We give Robin a chance and then John T. You can go ahead. We have Benni about to also join us. Let's go ahead, Coach Robin. Sorry, go ahead. And then John T.
Coach, I just wanted to find out here. I've been looking at their record. It looks very incredible. Winning the last 5 games, they've only conceded 1. Just on that, Coach, I think that poses a fear to your team. And also, in terms of the selection front, are you going to go with the big bullies? Because that's what you did in Lilongwe in the second leg against a big bullet, where you went with them Chamber and also Bongintulu, who, because what they did is they cut, the build up from play from Nyasa, and they made it difficult for them. Are you going to go with that, with those two, just to suffocate them?
Yeah, listen. Nyasa Bullets is Nyasa Bullets. TP Mazembe is a completely different beast. I think you can't compare lamb with wolves. I think this is completely. We have to be tactically smart. You have to be able to control the game. You have to be able to control the tempo of the game and be a possession-based team if you want to have a fighting chance against these guys, because they're strong. They look like they're a very fit team. So if you keep them from having the ball, if you're the one in charge of the ball, controlling the game, controlling, the tempo of the game, then I think you've got a chance. And the way we played against Bullets away from home, because we were chasing the game, we had to win. So we played with 2 strikers, and then you play a bit more attacking, but also with a view that if things don't go as well, that we have enough cover to defend and not concede, to make the deficit even bigger to chase for us. Whereas here you play at home, so you got to play smart. You can't go guns blazing all out, because you have your home game, and then it backfires against you like it did against Bullets, and then you must go to Mombasa to go and overturn a game there. So I think we want to be sensible, we want to be sensible, we want to be calculated, but we also want to win the game. So, we respect our opposition, so we can't just treat them the way we treated Nyasa Bullets and just gone for it, and then not calculate where it might go wrong for us. So I think this time we don't want to make that mistake. But we're putting out a very offensive team, a team that can go and play good football and keep the opposition from chasing after the ball. But then we also have a team that can go out there and score goals and put the result beyond in our favor. But then we also have to have a team that, if Mazembe comes at us and if they have the better in stages of the game, that we're also capable of defending and being physically and being tough and protecting our goalkeeper, and protecting our goals, from conceding goals. So it has to be a very calculated risk team that goes out there, that covers all aspects of the game.
Coach John, can I give you the final question to the coach, and then we allow really more to join us?
Thanks. How's it?
John T, you good, man?
Good, man. Self?
Not bad, man.
Good. I just want to take you back to 2013 when Pirates played Mazembe. I think you were just about still at Pirates then, but Senzo Mayua had to save 2 penalties in Lubumbashi. I don't know if you have any memories of that game. And obviously, given the difficulty of the circumstances, sometimes in Lubumbashi. It's obviously, does that not make it even more important that you get a win at home, given the trials and tribulations teams can have there? I mean, you don't want to have to be saving 2 penalties in Lubumbashi to get through.
No, definitely. I think I just left Pirates, and the next trip was to the DRC. Probably my timing was perfect because of my experience I had with Bafana. I didn't want to go there again. Didn't want to go back there again. So I made sure that I retire from Pirates or I retire from football. So I missed that trip. So yeah, that was the case. So, but I remember I still got footages. I watched because Manip was also still very much still at Pirates. And yes, very difficult team to play against at home, and almost impossible to get away with something positive. 9 out of 10 times you're on the losing side, but at least if you're on the losing side, you only lose less than what you can win at home. So for me, it's all about making the home advantage count. We made that mistake in the first leg that we played when we played Nyasa Bullets, where we weren't clinical enough, we weren't ruthless in front of goals, and we let a home advantage slip. So we had to go all the way to Malawi to go and do almost the impossible, the unthinkable, and we managed to do that, which the players must take huge credit for their mental toughness, their mental strength to go out there and do the business away from home. But yeah, like I said, this is a pack of wolves. Like the Congolese, they're a very different breed. They far different quality from Nyasa Bullets that we faced. So I think, yeah, we can't be from our home match with something positive to take back to the DRC, because we will suffer when we go there. That's a known fact, but I think we can make the suffering a bit pleasant if you get a couple of good moments and you get 1 or 2, 3 goals at home, which is possible because you look, TP Mazembe, they do concede. They're not, like I said, they're not that powerhouse they used to be. So they can be there for the taking. Is how bad your team wants it and how good your team are on the day of the game. You take your chances when you create them. And I think, yeah, you can put the game to bed here. And then you can go to Mazembe, even if you do lose, which is very much likely to happen. But if you can win 3-1, 3-0 at home and lose 2-0 away from home, you're home and dry, baby.
Thanks, Coach. You just stepped up. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, gents. Have a lovely time. I'm about to go and enjoy my